Understanding is acceptance of what is. Every stick has two ends. One end is in our true nature, in reality. The other end is in our relative aspect. No matter how long the stick is, wherever you tap on it, the entire stick vibrates. Thought belongs to the observable universe. Thoughts are ripples on the surface of the ocean. Realization brings you to the realizable universe. That's the ocean itself, the whole ocean. At the moment you realize, you are total. In each moment of realization, you know you are part of the entire cosmos, part of everything that exists. The truth is simple. The direct experience of the truth is truth. In its absence, we search for new words, for different philosophies. But new doesn't mean having a new concept. It means having a new taste of your own existence in this moment. You may have a moment in which you receive from a very high dimension. Those experiences are possible. But I always have to start where I am. What is given is given. But what is it I can do in my own dimension? There is always one step to take. By taking it, you are moving towards reality. Find something simple you can do, like knowing your body is breathing. We are creatures who like to think. We don't want to actualize anything. We want to do everything inside our head. And what does the head want? More complication. But the sacred is in simplicity. It's hard for us to remember that as human beings, we are multidimensional. Something that takes place in a higher dimension you cannot find in a lower dimension. The moment in which you have being participation, you are in a higher dimension. But then you come to a lower dimension, the dimension of thought. You remember everything about your experience, but only as words. There's no taste. You had a fire in the fireplace, but now when you remember it, it's a thought, and you don't experience the heat, the light, the warmth, the life in that fire. What to do with thought? One thing you can do with it is give it to the body. As soon as you see a thought arise, give a job to your mind. Register the process of inhalation and exhalation. Thought loses its power because you've given your mind a job to do. When you stay with the process of inhalation and exhalation, the dimension of thought changes. That's your opening. The taste of the experience you had is not lost, because nothing in our being gets lost. The universe is so benevolent, what it gives forever. It doesn't matter that you fall back into your thoughts 100 times. The moment you see you were in thought, that's a new opening, a new chance to come back to the taste of the present moment. You don't have to go back to the past. You don't need preconceived ideas or expectations, because they take you to the future. You always have a body to come to. That's the station you can make your home. You can always come to the taste of there is a body. If you don't know how to do that, just experience the process of inhalation and exhalation, and stay with it. It's as simple as that. If you examine all your fears, all the things you're afraid of, you'll see you are not afraid of something. You're afraid of the thought of that thing. That's how thoughts create fear. And fear is connected to the desire to not be afraid. Conflict between fear and desire creates suffering. We suffer from what we think we should have, but cannot have. And we suffer from things not being the way we want them to be. So suffering comes from fighting that which is. But understanding is acceptance of what is. A good question to have is, how do we get understanding? First of all, we have to see that we have absolutely no idea what understanding means. We don't have a drop of it in our lives. That's why we have so much suffering. Could you have understanding? Yes. Just like you could have a car. You have to pay for it. Payment is necessary. The payment is to wake up. Information satisfies the curiosity of the mind. Look at how much of it there is today on the internet alone. Information is a big ocean. Knowledge takes a little more doing. You have to take the information you have and look at it from a variety of angles and see if it makes sense to you. When you can say, yes, that makes sense to me, you have to ask yourself, is that really so? Then you'll see your mind doesn't want to think. It wants to have thoughts, not think. These are two different processes. Thoughts are uninvited. In thinking, there is some intention. We have to take information and think about it, study it, discuss it with friends, go back and forth until we see it holds itself if a few questions are put to it. Then it becomes knowledge, when we've given some of our life energy to it. But knowledge can change when you read another book. No amount of knowledge can give you even a grain of understanding. If all the knowledge in the world were available to you, you still wouldn't have a drop of understanding. Something more is needed. Being. No matter how much you study, if yourself is not part of it, it doesn't give you much. Being is connected to beingness, and is our essential, true nature. When the light of being shines upon knowledge and passes through it, consciousness is created. Consciousness means something that has light and can see. It sees false as false, and truth as truth. When we have being participation, conscious energy flows through our knowledge, and like an X-ray, penetrates it. The combination of being and knowledge becomes understanding. But rather than wishing for understanding, we should wish for self-understanding. To the extent you understand yourself, you understand everything else too. In the absence of thoughts, feelings, and sensations, you are present. Absence doesn't mean no thoughts, no feelings, no sensations. It means in the absence of identification with thoughts, feelings, and sensations, you are present. That is being participation. With being participation, there is understanding. In understanding, you can see that everything is interrelated, interconnected. When you are present, you taste, I exist. When you are, you have acceptance of everything that is. You have no fight with existence. Things are as they are, and you are part of it. You enter the party, the universal party, and you can eat as much as you want. The more receptive you are, the bigger your plate is. When you take yourself as a separate somebody, thoughts come in, and they squeeze you like a lemon and take the life force out of you. What happened to us human beings? We made the simple phenomenon of life so complicated. None of us knows what it's all about anymore. Yet in truth, the universe exists based on a few simple principles. When you remain interconnected, interrelated, you have no need to suffer.